Hi there, welcome back to Tyranny. It's Judgment Day, and we are the law. I mean, it's Warriors Day, but anyways, we are the law here. We have taken Echo Call Village, and yeah, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus both just didn't do anything. We have given the village some pardon, at least. We have killed their leaders, and now this man may be the leader. The village elder, maybe. Let's talk to Old Man Moore. I've already told you I'm not leaving my home. The old man slams his fists together for emphasis, glaring at you with a startled brow. Oh, you aren't these purple imbeciles. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. Eyesight isn't what it used to be. Name's Moore. Been here since old King Okkon claimed the valley as part of his own. You're with Kyros, right? He jabs a finger at you with a question, and Kyros brings peace, right? Well, I surrender. Now leave me to my home and privacy. This is a battlefield, old man. By order of Tunon, all civilians must depart on pain of death. Oh, really now? Well, I declare you a motherless pile of fetid beast shit. The old man waves his hand under his back and wafting the imaginary fumes in your direction. Get out of my sight. Take your empty threats with you. Well, old man, this is really an imbecile. I doubt you'd enjoy quartering any Scarlet Chorus if you stayed. This settlement is becoming a garrison. See if I can... The old man pauses, mouth contorting into a frown. A garrison? Thought this was just some little pissing match. If soldiers are moving in? Moore shakes his head, grumbling a string of half-formed words before looking at you with a pained expression. Last thing I need is good-for-nothing soldiers demanding room and lodging from the one hospitable local. The old man shakes his head. No peace at all. Fine, I'll gather my things. Best be off before the crossing becomes a war camp. Yeah, goodbye. Whatever this was about. What do you want now? Oh. Never mind. There's a locked door. We could pick or break the lock. Let's pick the lock. Just to practice. Subterfuge is very important, it seems, so... Ah, that's all of us.
They won't see me coming.
Are there any traps in here? This old Mua's... Oh, forge-bound iron ingots. Interesting. Old Man Moore. The old man barges in through the door behind you. You motherless whoremonger, he attempts to usher you away with the pointed end of his walking stick. Get out! I found forge-bound iron in one of these barrels. You have a great deal to explain, old man. The old man points his walking stick at your face. It's always the young pushing the old. I had no choice in the matter. Strange men appeared here a fortnight ago. They claim to be supporters of the Wendrian Guard, but I've never seen them before. He stamps his foot in a fit. I had no choice. These so-called freedom fighters threatened my life if I didn't comply. Aha. Well, let's hear his story out. We could get information. Then Matani showed up for the iron. Not exactly. She stumbled upon it, just like you did when she was helping fortify the village for an attack like this. She was just surprised, but she happily took it. Villagers forcing you to help the Wendrian Guard? That sounds suspicious. Have you been listening to a damn thing I've been saying, or do you have shit for ears? His face twitches as his spittle lands on you. That's exactly what I was saying. I don't want any part in this foolish war. Okay, you're a neutral then. But we cannot let this stand. I mean, he should have told us. Either way, you knew. And you were not telling us even when we're taking this village. And the disfavored will make you pay the price. No, please, they'll execute me for sure. You should have thought of that before being complacent. The old man clutches his head and weeps softly. The old man continues to weep. Yeah, but cannot let this stand. There's a list on old crumpled paper. Various simple items for crafting and repair are crossed out. Most food items remain. Oh man. The forge-bound iron. Seems like we've found it, right? Hidden by an old man who cannot even show us he was telling the truth. Let alone...
I got it.
Yeah. Let alone being courtly or... being... let's say... being intelligent enough to tell us, even. There's something else here, too. No, doesn't seem like it. So we would leave for the disfavored camp, probably. Old Man Mua, yeah. That's some kind of guy. Or what do you think should we have done, Barik?
My Lord Binder, you have something which requires my attention?
Barik salutes as he turns to
What can I do for you?
What can you tell me of the Tears? Uphill both ways and full of damned swords. I learned some history in training, and I've been here for a few years, but I'm no expert. What do you know of the Beastmen? They drilled us on Beastman combat before the invasion, but it did little to prepare us. The local savages are lacking in brains, hygiene, and the ability to arm themselves, yet the prime hunters of their species are formidable. Aside from being rapacious killers, the Beastmen make good haulers and laborers. Once you've killed the half that won't follow orders. What's your assessment of the local forces? There was a time early in the war when I would have feared the Younger Realms working together. Imagine that! Once I saw the modest scope of their defensive, I knew they would be easily outclassed. They couldn't even rally their best to make a competent stand. Tell me of the Vendrian Guard that we just defeated. They used to be the Queen's Royal Army of Vendrian. I guess defeat inclined them to a shorter name. We crushed them back in 429. I'm proud to say I took part in the decisive battle. You know the rest. A year after we thought them conquered, thousands of Vendrian Oathbreakers murdered the garrison and declared themselves free of the Overlord's rule. Well, that was successful. Oh, thank you and farewell. And now let's go over to the disfavored camp. Where we are needed, it seems. To talk to Graven Ash. Yeah, time is running out. For sure. There's something utterly desperate about the situation. We'll all die if we don't do this in time. And time is... yeah, scarce. So, Lantry, did you learn something new? Lantry stops his stride, darting his hands about his bandolier and belt as he softly mouths off a mental inventory of his inks and quills. When at last assured his possessions are in place, he looks up at you with a smile. What might I do for you? Tell me about your work with the Oathbreakers. Now that we are before the final battle against them. The Vendrian Guard has several noble born in their ranks, and they know their letters. Problem is, they've come from noble houses, scattered across the realms, each with their own private script. That's where the sages and I come in. Between us, we're familiar enough with all the regional scripts to translate and coordinate. But translating is child's play, so I might have helped out a bit more. The old citadel at the center of the valley is a crumbling affair. There's no time for proper construction. It seemed a crime not to put my magic to work. How did you wind up a prisoner of the chorus? Why didn't you go to the disfavored? I had to send some missives, and that meant getting to a clearing where my terns and doves might find me. The patrol with me was ambushed by the Scarlet Chorus. I tried to flee the scene, but some youngster tackled me and, well, out of one fire into another. That's been a running theme this year. What did you learn of their plans in your time there? It won't surprise you to know their strategy is largely non-existent. They cling to the hope that their example will inspire others in the tiers to come to the valley and join the cause. The cause is to die against Kyros. And we can make their cause reality. The recent inaction between the Archons has emboldened them. Some even think the Archons fear the Vangrian Guard. I'm sure they have it quite wrong. So, what else can you tell me about the Oathbreakers and their forces? The Vangrian Guards surrendered back in 429, and while a lot of them were conscripted in the chorus, 3 of the leaders, Captains Ari, Matani, and Florian, and we've killed at least 2 of them, as I remember, never turned themselves in. Instead, they hid in the valley, gathering up what resources they could until they could challenge the local garrison. At highest count earlier in the year, they numbered over 400, their ranks swollen by soldiers of Haven and Azure that survived the war. They are a dying breed, these Oathbreakers. Most in the tiers have finally come to realize that Kyros has already won. Before you ask, as connoisseur of the inevitable, I have made my peace with the Overlord and bow to his might. So you provided military aid to the Oathbreakers? When the servant of the Archon of Justice asks me that question, I can't help but assume it's the antecedent of some sort of punishment. I can't deny that I assisted the Oathbreakers, but the alternative was to starve in a cell and maybe lose my head. I realize this is an offense to the Overlord, but it's not like I increased their odds of winning in any significant way. Well, okay, that may be the one exception to the rule. He has helped us a lot, so... Well, we'll just glare silently. That always works. Well, I trust my future actions will show I mean to be of service, not a source of problems. We'll talk more later. Indeed. I have a finite appetite for discussing myself, and I'm more than sated. Let us press onward. Fatebinder. The Archons are in the war tent. And what might I do for you? See something you like, Pentibor? Nothing new here. Who is Rona? No time to chitter, too much armor to mend. Speak to Uncle Pentibor. You've got things to trade. Oh yes, we should do that before. Or we may forget it. The Archons can wait. Let me see your wares. We need the monies. The money is what we need. Do we have here? That the quest items, and then a lot of useless weapons, some armor, and yeah, nothing much. The cash loot. Let's trade it. And you can see here they're resupplying. They had like 8 before, then we bought some, and now they're back to 7. That's really good. I remember in Pillars of Eternity things weren't resupplying, or at least not very often. So, Hellspar, Arrhenius, what are you saying? Arrhenius folds her arms, looking at you expectantly. Alright, nothing new. We need to go to the smithy too. What part of no aren't you grasping? Maybe you should put less effort into what? Leaving until I have my blade. These earth shakers. Hey there, Isotanis. Have you found the iron yet? Isotanis gives you a look full of expectation. Here it is. Good thing the Oathbreakers didn't get their hands on much. I can't tell you what it means to have this back in our hands. I'll make sure to tell my superior about what you've done for the Legion. Need something else? I'd like to see your wares now that you have it. Stone shield, tower shield. Wow, that looks really good. I mean, look at that stuff. Wow. Stone shield armor. It's light armor though. Heavy armor, the stone shield helm. Oathbound helm, stone shield helm. Seems like they're absolutely the same. Pierce frost, pierce frost. Yeah, they're absolutely the same. Oathbound dagger, Earthshaker staff. Yeah. It's all good. We won't buy anything yet. What we want to do is we want to learn something. Go back to our trainers here. Can you do? Well, if it isn't the Fate Binder, what can we do for you? Marcus, training, please. Barik could use one-handed weapons or parry. I think parry is the way to go. He's a tank after all. And Lantry would be useful for him to parry as well. As much as he's being attacked. That's a good thing. Yeah, we're taking the training always. As often as we can. It's just really good to have it done. I'm not sure if we can sleep here somewhere. Can we? I thought we could, but I may be mistaken. Maybe this way? I'm not sure. I really want to rest because we have wounds. And I take it we can take everything here and it's not stealing. Because we make the laws. So we'll take it. Whetstones, always everything. We're taking it. And that, a bronze tower shield. Wow. Let's see. What's going on here with that tower shield? And where is it? Oh, it's a part of the weapons, right? What do we have here? Fatebinder's shield. Parry 5, dodge 5, endurance 2. And this thing has dodge 5, parry 24, endurance 13. Yeah. That's what you have here. And you have also a bad shield. Oh no, it's not that bad. It has a lot of dodge. It's good. Yeah, we're doing what we can here to avoid reporting. So we can as well talk to Iron Marshal again. She folds her arms, looking at you expectantly. Who's the strongest warrior in your cohort? Modestly demands I omit myself, but if I had to form the Legion into one giant phalanx, I'd have Sivius the Younger and Barrick take the corners. Sivius has been at this since before I was born, and Barrick, well what? I'm neither deaf nor fragile. Say what you were going to say. I was going to say that you're perhaps one of the best warriors in the outfit, but good luck getting you to wear your regulation uniform. You're a good soldier, Barrick, but you know you're a pain in the ass. Well, that would piss off Barrick, and we don't want to piss him off. He has been very useful. I'm honored to be assigned one of your finest. The honor is mine. When this campaign is over, I hope you'll accompany me in hanging more Vandrian savages along the road. Think of the stories we'll have to trade. And what's your role in the Disfavored? I'm commander of the Iron Guard, swordmaster of the Disfavored, and captain of the 3rd Boreal Company. What is that? Her voice booms loudly as her titles roll off her tongue. If you're the swordmaster, can you tell us something about swords? Well, commander of the Iron Guard, doesn't that make you second in command next to Ash? That I am. She folds her arms. But I view it a very, very distant second, and I have no plans to outlive the immortal Graven Ash, so while by tradition I am executor, or I suppose executrix of the Legion, I hope never to act on that sacred duty. Make no mistake, Graven Ash is the mind of the Disfavored. I am but his right hand, a student to his military genius. Where have you seen battle? Let's see, Gates of Judgment, Bastard City, quick jaunt through parts of Haven, then on to Starwood. She looks up at you with a shrug, and finally here, Vendrian's Well. Quite a tour it's been. More questions. What can you tell me about Ascension Hall, where we'll be charging to? Kyros' edict is directing us to take Ascension Hall. That's what the locals call the inner sanctum of the citadel, built at the base of the mountain spire. She points east toward a narrow, vertical line of stone that rises above all the other points in the horizon. It's also the base camp for the Vendrian Guard, so taking Ascension Hall has always been one of our objectives in putting down this insurrection. But now we have a life or death reason to make that citadel our one and only focus. Thank you. Farewell. And hey, Sevius. Welcome back, Fatebinder. Sevius leans back and crosses his arms. Alright, nothing new from him. Yeah, well then. See you in the next episode for probably some very long lore with Graven Ash. And it's Judgment Day, and we are the law. Happy gaming to you. See you in the next episode.